Hey everybody, welcome to Focus Singles Ministry here at Bethany Church, the Transformation Church of New Jersey. Transform Nation, we're so glad that you can join us this evening. We meet every first Tuesday at 7 p.m. Hopefully we'll be back in person starting next month, in the month of May. But we're so glad you joined us tonight. I'm Pastor Nick from Bethany Church, and we're so excited to continue to do ministry for all groups of people. And we're just believing God that tonight you will be helped. So please do me a favor and hit that share button, get somebody on, let somebody know that we're on this evening as we discuss some topics to help those who are single and through your particular life circumstances and ups and downs and good times, bad times. Just believe in God that scripture speaks to everything. So again, please do us favors and share. Don't forget, tomorrow night we are hosting Bible study in person at 12 noon, but also in person online in the evening. But we want you in the building because we are showing House of David, the final episode. We're going to have some praise and worship in the beginning. Bishop's going to do a quick word, and then we're going to jump right into watching the final episode of the House of David tomorrow night at Bible study. So meet us here in person at 7 p.m. tomorrow in the house as we show it in the house. All right. There's this popular show out where the Pop the Balloon. And I know a lot of people watch it, and I've seen some clips of it. And I'm not here to just kind of share my opinion on the show, but just some things I observed just from a few clips that I've seen. But I know some of y'all may watch it religiously. But what interests me in those particular clips that I did see was superficial versus substance. And a lot of, I believe, what we see in most common times now, a common thing in our times now, is this battle over the superficial attraction versus substance-based reaction. And I believe that it's actually a mixture of both, where there must be some physical attraction, but the substance is what makes attraction even stronger. And I think sometimes we get so caught up in the exterior and miss the substance part. And I'm not sure about you've ever been there before, but there are people who, when you first see them, they look amazingly attractive up front. But then when you get to know them, their substance is lacking and will make their physical not look as attractive versus someone who you see as you're attracted to that person. They may not be especially your type, but there's attraction there. But the more you get to know that person, the more their substance makes them look better. And I believe that substance-based attraction is more important than physical-based attraction. Now, again, physical attraction is important. I'm not saying that it's not. It is. But what I'm simply saying is that the substance will maintain when the physical changes. Over time, we all get older, things change. As they say, gravity sets in, stuff spreads, stuff drops. You don't lose weight as much as you used to. Things change. And what you want is that substance. When things change, this person will remain attractive to me because my chief attraction is who they are, not just what they look like. So you're allowed to have a type. The problem is when that type, if it's so based off something superficial and something that's toxic, you'll miss out on good because you're so attracted to something bad. You have to know your good versus your bad, your good type versus your bad type, your good attraction versus your bad attraction. And all of us have a mixture of both, of being attracted to superficial things more than substantive things. So we have to be in that position where we're making these important decisions, not just based off something that's fleeting and will change, but something that will remain. And when you're older, the premise is for us to learn and grow more and have more wisdom and more experience to make better decisions. All right. So we have to figure out, am I being led by superficial things or am I led by substantial things, substantive things that are important, the quality of a person's character, the quality of a person's nature, which will allow me to really connect with that individual. So what's driving me? Superficial, substance. Do I automatically dismiss somebody off first glance? Do you automatically just throw somebody away, or do you allow yourself to get to know said individual so you can make a proper decision? And again, you're allowed to have a physical type. Nothing wrong with that. The problem is that, when you're young, you want 100% of your physical type. The older you get, especially men, you got to learn to recognize you have to have chance to have most of your type, physical type. And even ladies now too, he has most of your physical type. You want him 6'2", but he come with 5'10". Are you really going to let a few inches in height mess you up? Don't be so married to something that's fleeting and really not that important at the end. You want her to have this, and she's come with majority of it, but not that one thing. Is it that important? Don't miss out on something, minoring on things that really aren't that important in the end. Because none of us are somebody else's 100% type. And I hear people saying, well, yes, I demand that. I should want that. You're allowed to want it, but it's not needed, though. We're nobody's 100% type, and nobody's going to be your 100% type. So overall, are they your type? And you have to figure out what you can live with and what you can live without. Because why? You got to have most of what you want. This goes back to substance over superficial. He may not be extra substantially taller than you in heels. He may be right there with you. She may not, this, but she's got this. What? Again, it goes to what's substantive versus what's superficial. And is the superficial, leading my life? Is the superficial holding on to you? That's what you got to start asking yourself. Those things of, when you're young, you like them a little crazy and a little, special. When you're older, you want people more calm and peaceful. That's understanding, are my requirements superficial or are they substantive? That's you got to start asking yourself. What do I want out of a person? What really matters versus what really doesn't matter? What's needed versus what's not needed? So are your requirements superficial? Again, when you're younger, you'll like something different. When you get older, you'll want something different, because life is supposed to give you perspective. As you age, you're supposed to have perspective of what's important and what's not important. And that's not desperation. That's just called using wisdom. It's learning to mature and grow for the things that are important versus the things that really are not that important. All right. Do you want somebody that's career driven? Do you want somebody that can manage money well? Somebody that appreciates you? When you get older, you just want somebody to be there for you, to hold you down, be loyal to you, be good to you, and not add unnecessary drama to your life. Figure out your non-negotiables, your necessities and your non-necessities. And once you figure that out, then you can start navigating the space of dating and getting to know people and figuring out, this is what I really, really need when it gets down to it. So figuring out your superficial versus the substantive things. And once you can start deciphering that, then you can start operating a little bit better. And start making choices that don't waste your time. There it is. Choices that don't waste your time. You start learning people and figuring things out, and you figuring out, learning, this is important qualities. These things I value versus these things I don't value. Here's another thing. I know I'm probably going to get in trouble with this, and this is for men and women. Dress how you want to be perceived. Dress how you want to be perceived. If we only show people a certain side of us, that's what they're going to constantly look at. And I know I should be able to look the way I want to do, and people get to know me. A part of people getting to know you is how you present yourself too. And, I know this generation likes to throw that away and act like, that's not fair. That's not true. I should be able to look the way I want to look. But the reality is impressions do matter. And it's for both men and women. Impressions do matter. There was a time where, people would, when they went to take somebody to meet their parents, their grandparents, their family, they knew how to come looking presentable. And their thought always was, I can't bring you to go see my family, because there's a certain awareness and certain understanding of what's appropriate and what's not. But if I only show you one side of me, I can't get mad at you for not seeing the other side. If I only present my sexuality and not my intellect and not my career prowess and all those other things, that's what people's going to see about you. Dress how you want to perceive. Conduct yourself in a way that dictates how you want people to view you. And I know it's controversial with a certain crowd, but you may not like it, but it's real. It's like going to a job interview. You can't go to a job interview in a sweat outfit. It's not appropriate for the context. And you dress according to the job that you want. So the question is, how do we want people to see us? Not only clothing, how do I carry myself? How do people see me? What do I look like? How am I presenting my attitude? Am I smiling? All those things are important. And then lastly, what do you really want? What do you really want? Do you want a mature relationship, or do you just want some fun? Do you really want a mature relationship that's going to demand growth, that's going to push you to become a better person, that's going to demand you open up and, do all those things to have a good relationship, demand you to forgive, to work through problems, to be mature about things? What do you really want? Do you want a body, or do you want a relationship? Do you want somebody present, or do you want somebody that you can connect with? Because there is a difference. Proximity doesn't equal connection. Proximity doesn't equal connection. Proximity is just somebody around. Connection is a real emotional and psychological connection with somebody. And that takes time, that takes growth, that takes work. So do you really want a mature relationship? Or watch this, do you want to take on a project and try to make it a relationship? Do you want to take a project and make it a relationship? Take this person that you know is not relationship material, hope that your work will be good enough to transform them into somebody that's relationship material. You're going to end up creating a Frankenstein if you choose the latter. It never really works out, because we can barely change ourselves. How can we change somebody else? So do I really want a mature relationship? Or do I like how some people, I just want a friend? Then they start describing what that friendship is. And I'm like, ma'am, sir, that's a relationship. I want a friend. We can hang out. We can talk we can do. That is a relationship. Have we dealt with our problems and our pains that get in the way of relationship? So what do we need to do? Colossians chapter 3, Paul tells us that we have to be aggressive in putting away things that separate and start putting on things that unite. Put away anger, put away malice, put away blasphemy, put away lying, put away those things that divide relationships, and put on kindness, love, forgiveness, not quarreling and fighting, humility. Put on those things that bring connections and relationships. Put on those things that invite unity. Put on those things that help me be good in relationships, where I'm not just looking for what the person can do for me, but I'm also looking for what I can give in the relationship also. So when it comes down to it, God is calling us to be relational beings, and salvation should make us better in relationships. Jesus didn't just die for us to get close to God. He died for us to get close to God, but also have good relationships with each other, because God is working within a community. He's working in relationships. And if being by yourself was the best thing, Adam would still be alone in the garden. But obviously God said it's not good for you to be alone. It's not desirable. It's not preferred. God wants you to be in a place where you can be in positive relationships, family, friendships, even dating and marriage that's beneficial. That's not something that's going to detract from you. And it's not just what I can give in the relationship. What I can receive, it's what I can also give in this relationship. That when these people in my life are better because I'm in their life, and I'm better because they are in my life. Are we going after superficial, or are we going after substance? Hope you enjoyed this today. Just a quick lesson. Please do us a favor, like this, share this, comment. We'd love to see you tomorrow, Bible study at 7:00 as we watch House of David. And as we get ready for First Sunday, this coming Sunday, we're believing God for great things as we worship God 11 a.m. in person. And of course, we have our 5 o'clock new members orientation at 6 p.m. will be our baptism and communion celebration. Get ready for Easter Sunday. We're going to talk to you guys more about Easter week and be prepared for what God's doing. God bless you. God keep you. And we'll see you later. Bye.